We are ready. Defense chief says Nigerian military not afraid of ICC investigation. To my dear listeners, before I go into details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. Good morning and welcome to today's news. Nigerian's Chief of Defense Staff (CDS) Christopher Musa said the country's military is open to investigations for alleged war crimes committed by counter-terrorism soldiers deployed to conflict zones, especially in the northeast. The military chief disclosed this in a recent interview with Al Jazeera when asked to comment on a lawsuit filed by Amnesty International at the International Criminal Court (ICC) in The Hague, accusing the military of war crimes such as attacks on civilians, extrajudicial executions, torture, rape, and enforced disappearances in the insurgency-torn northeast. The rights group said more than 10,000 civilians have died in military custody since the Boko Haram insurgency began in the northeast. This was not the first time the organization had made the allegation. In 2020, Amnesty said many of the civilians died in Giwa Barracks, a military detention facility in Borno State. We are ready. We are ready to go to the ICC. The CDS, Mr. Musa, said when the Al Jazeera journalist asked him to comment about the Amnesty lawsuit. We are not afraid of anybody. I think they have their own intent on why they are doing that. We are not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such, he added. Mr. Musa disputed the war crimes allegations, saying they were attempts to demoralize my troops. They want us to look bad, Mr. Musa said. Mr. Musa said, I just can't understand why anybody would wake up and say that we are killing people when we're actually not doing the same. He explained that many humanitarian organizations, including the United Nations and Amnesty, are working in Giwa Barracks where more than 10,000 civilians allegedly died in detentions. Mr. Musa said he wondered if Amnesty was trying to say other humanitarian bodies in the detention facility are complicit in the crime it is accusing the military of. According to him, if the military was doing anything wrong in the detention facility, other organizations present there would have voiced out. The CDS made these remarks 2 weeks after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu exonerated the armed forces of any wrongdoing, saying there was no reason for his government to probe them, especially on issues bordering on mismanagement of funds. Asked about the procurement scandals and corruption in the military, Mr. answered emphatically saying, we are not corrupt. We are just few good guys trying to do some job. But some people are just hell-bent on ensuring we don't succeed. We don't produce the equipment that we use. We do not produce the equipment we need. It takes two to tango. So, if they are saying there is corruption, it takes somebody to give and collect, which means those having these weapons are equally guilty, he said, adding the country has a procurement procedure which is being followed. The CDS lamented the hurdles the Nigerian government faces in procuring equipment. Even with our money at times, we find it difficult getting equipment. And the question is why? Mr. Musa asked, noting that insurgency in Nigeria lingers because we have been denied access to the equipment even when we have our money. The CDS also addressed other issues such as why the insurgency has continued for more than a decade. It described the insurgency as an asymmetric warfare, different from a conventional war such as the ones Nigerian troops fought in Liberia and Syria alone. You are dealing with people who have a sense of belonging, believe in what they are doing is right ideology. You don't see it on their foreheads. You don't know who they are. They are just like normal human beings because you have to respect human rights. You have to take up the laws of war. It makes it a bit more difficult because identifying who the enemy is unlike the conventional type. The Army General also addressed the killing of civilians in airstrikes in places in Borno, Kaduna, and Niger State. He apologized for the accidental airstrikes and described them as professional mistakes. Some things are beyond control. You don't control the weather, we don't control the atmosphere, he said. So even when you have it right, mistakes do come in, and when it happens, we take responsibility and we make amends. Asked about justice, accountability, and compensation, the CDS said the military has a standing court martial for people who have committed offenses. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.